All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy February. Welcome to tonight's webinar. Now, I'm JP Billones, and I'm so thrilled to see many of you joining us tonight. I think we are around 70 participants as of this moment. Now, I'd love to know a bit more about everyone in attendance tonight. Can you please type in the chat box where are you joining us from today? If you're here in the Philippines, you can type in your city. But if you're outside the Philippines, you can type in your country. So let me see the chat box. Ayan, thank you. I see here people from Manila. We have OFWs here in UAE, as well as no, mga kababayan ko, people here from Davao City as well. More people from Manila. More people from Davao. Ang dami, no? I'm happy to see na many Davaoenos are viewing us tonight. More OFWs from Kuwait. Back here again, Rizal, Leyte, Cavite, and CDO. Yan, thank you so much. Again, more OFWs now in Germany as well. So thank you so much for that participation. It's always inspiring to witness so many people coming together, not just here in the Philippines, but even abroad, united by the desire for a better financial future. Now, whether you're here with your partner or you're going solo, you've actually taken a great step already toward building a more secure future. Now, this session is a part of the Invest Ed learning journey of First MetroSec, where we guide you step by step from the basics to confident investing. We hope to show you that we aren't just a platform, we are also actively invested in your financial journey. Now, this month, we're stripping away the jargon. We want to help you understand fund investing in a way that is simple, practical, and most importantly, approachable. And tonight, we will share with you healthy money habits for healthy relationships. Now, before we dive into the heart of the discussion, let's talk about who we are. First MetroSec is the investment supermarket arm of the Metro Bank Group. We serve as your partner and gateway to the capital markets, providing you with an all-in-one investment solutions platform. Whether you want to trade stocks, invest in bonds, or maybe go for professionally managed mutual funds or UITFs, we hope that this can help you grow your wealth. Now, our mission is simple. We want to empower individuals and institutions to attain their financial goals. And tonight is a direct reflection of that mission. Now, just a quick reminder, please keep in mind that the information shared in this webinar is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute professional investment advice. Investing involves risk, and past performance is not a guarantee of future returns. We always encourage you to do your own research before making major investment moves. Now, tonight, we are privileged to collaborate with our fund partner, Sun Life Asset Management. We've curated 3 core discussion points to help your relationships thrive financially. So first is the shared journey. It's understanding how financial planning can be a shared journey between couples in a relationship. Second is collaborative management. We're going to share practical strategies to manage investments without stress. And third is joint investing. We will teach you how to pick funds that support your shared long-term goals. Now, if something from today's webinar inspires you, take a screenshot and share it on your social media. And don't forget to use hashtag FMSInvestEd. This is to help spread financial literacy and inspire others on their investment journey. Now, to guide us through the topics, we have a very special guest. She brings to us over 8 years of experience in the wealth management industry. Miss Lucy Cuenca is the Alternative Distribution Channel Manager of Sun Life Asset Management Company, or that is SLAMC. Currently, she is managing the distribution of SLAMC's investment solutions through brokers, banks, and fintech partners. Now, together with SLAMC, she is dedicated to empowering individuals and businesses with the knowledge and tools to make informed financial decisions and achieve lifetime financial prosperity. She is also a licensed certified investment solicitor by the Securities and Exchange Commission and a certified UITF salesperson with the BSP. Now, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Miss Lurcy Cuenca. Go ahead, Miss Lurcy.
Hello, JP. Thank you for that kind introduction and good evening to all our participants. Wow, ang dami nating attendees. Maybe this topic is something that they can really relate to, no, JP? So I'm excited, no, to discuss this topic. So let me share my screen. Can you share? Can you see my screen, JP?
Yes, confirming, Miss Lurcy.
Okay. So again, good evening, everyone, and happy Love Month. So a few days away na lang na till we end this Love Month, the month of February. And when we think about Love Month, 'di ba, we usually think about the flowers, mga gifts, chocolates, 'di ba? And those ways that we can make our loved one feel special this Valentine season. So during this month, 'di ba, we celebrate love in beautiful, visible ways. But for tonight, no, we'll be touching on another aspect of love, and that is building a strong future with your loved one. So I know, no, for some, money may not be the most romantic topic, but it ultimately affects how healthy our relationships feel, diba? So that is why we'll be talking about healthy money habits for healthy relationships for tonight. So let me start by asking you a question, no? You don't have to type your answers, no, on the chat box because this is a personal question. I would just like you to reflect, no? Have you ever argued, even a small argument, no, about money? Yeah, so napapaisip yung audience natin, no? Maybe hindi naman talaga a big argument, no? But maybe something like um bakit mo binili yan, no? Nagtanong ka ba or natanong ka na ba kung bakit hindi mo sinabi, bakit binili mo yan? Kailangan ba talaga natin yan? Kailangan ba talaga natin yan pagkagastusan, no? So when we enter relationships, 'di ba, money becomes not just a personal issue. So it becomes a couple issue na, no? Because sabi nga nila, we don't just merge our hearts in a relationship. We also merge financial decisions. And according to studies, money is one of the top sources of stress and conflicts in relationship. So actually, just recently, no, I saw this survey published just this February, no, by a local news outlet, and it says na it touches on the term financial cheating. So there is such term pala. And the respondents of the survey said 5% of them said that they have experienced financial cheating. No, so financial cheating means you hide your purchases, no, from your partner, or you lie about your finances or your purchasing habits to your partner. So money affects many aspects in our lives, no, as couples. So where we live, how we get to spend our weekends, whether we can afford to have our own home, and if how and when we will be able to achieve our hashtag couple goals, no. So money affects those aspects in our relationship. So the financial decision of one affects the other person in a relationship. 'Di ba sometimes kasi we want to avoid conflicts na lang, 'di ba, in a relationship. So we let the other person handle, no, money matters. We say, o sige, ikaw na bahala, or basta pagdating sa pera, sige, ikaw na ang magdesisyon para wala na lang away. But the decision of one, no, will affect the other, no, by the consequences, either good or bad. That is why when we are building a life together, money stops being personal. It already becomes relational. So, bakit nga ba nagiging komplikado ang mga bagay-bagay, no, pagdating sa usaping pera? So, that is because we have different money personalities. So, again, no, I want you to ask yourselves, sino dito yung mahilig mag-ipon, no? Mahilig tumingin sa bank account, mag-set ng targets, say, by this time, dapat ganito na yung ipon ko. By this time, dapat 6 digits na yung ipon ko. So you guys are the saver. Now, who among you guys here believe that money is meant to be enjoyed? 'Di ba? What is money? Paper only. Sabi nga ng mga spenders. Yan. And also, those are there are those who are risk takers naman, no? They see opportunities. They are always on the look out for opportunities to grow their money, and they are very much willing to take risk, no? So those are the risk takers. Now, there are also those who are more on the safe side, no? They prioritize security, no, preserving their money. So those are those who are conservative naman. So these are different money personalities, and this goes to show that we all handle money differently. Actually, wala namang problem sana, no? Because no personality is wrong. Conflict happens when there is no alignment in a relationship. Now, I believe, no, in every personality, there is a strength, no, from that personality that can contribute to the relationship. Of course, with the strength, there can also be potential conflicts, no? For instance, as a saver, if you are the saver in a relationship, the strength that you can contribute to the relationship is that you are very much proactive in saving for your future goals, no? In building your future. You are very responsible when it comes to handling money. But when you are paired naman with your opposite, no? You are in a relationship with a spender, doon nagkaroon ng mismatch, no? And the potential conflict can be, you might appear to be overly controlling, no, with the spending of your partner. So doon nangyayari, again, conflict happens when there is no alignment in a relationship. So how do we move from different personalities to a shared direction? So most couples, no, already have shared expenses. So we, for those who are also married already or living under the same roof, di ba, we share our expenses on rent, on our utility bills, on food. But sharing expenses is also just surviving together. So what we also need to include in our conversations with our partners would be about having a shared investing journey, because these expenses that we have is about today, no? But the investments that we can share together would be about our tomorrow. And why am I talking about this? Because we have this concept in Sun Life that we call as money for life. And it's an illustration of a lifetime of our financial needs. So as you can see here on my slide, this shows the different stages in life, no? You might be able to relate with one of the stages, no? For instance, those on the getting started stage, these are those who are still building their independence, no? Mostly mga young professionals. They are starting to earn and enjoy life and pursue their dreams, no? The next stage would be moving up. You at this point, you are now focusing on your family's current and future needs, no? You might already have kids, no? Or if no kids yet, you are probably providing also for your younger siblings, no? And for your family. Now for the next stage, that is preparing ahead. You are caring for your health, your wealth, and your retirement preparations. And for the living a legacy stage, at this point, you are enjoying your golden years, you are enjoying your retirement, and still you are also attending to your health. So, um, all throughout the different life stages, we need money, no? That's the reality. And our financial needs, as well as those of our loved ones, change as we go through the different life stages. That is why financial planning with our life partner is very important. So, for the next few slides, I will be sharing, no, my personal experience with my personal experience when I was still in the getting started stage. So when I was in the getting started stage, no, my husband, then my boyfriend, no, during that time, we were still very new to the professional world, no. So of course, parang first time mong nakaka-start mag-ipon, so your priorities back then, no, kami, we would enjoy our earnings, of course, no, very personal yung goals. But then it's also very important, no, na during this time, we were also able to start our emergency fund, and paunti-unti, no, we started investing also in stocks, no. Parang hindi pa ganun ka-solid yung pag-assign namin ng goals doon sa mga investments namin, but we were able to start, no. During also this time, we are aiming for our individual financial independence, really more about personal goals, being able to travel with our family, buying that gadget, no, as a reward for myself, being able to purchase the things that we want, no. Those are the things that we get to experience, no, in the getting started stage. But what's but kailan namin na experience, no, yung maging magkaroon ng collaboration when it comes to our finances, no, as a couple. So this happened when we were planning for our marriage. So when we were planning, no, we had set, no, the rule that we don't want to be stressed when it comes to money. Like who will shoulder this? No, where will we get this? So we decided to set up this wedding fund. No, the wedding fund, no, we decided to put it in a conservative fund, no, like the peso starter fund, because the goal is short term. And of course, we couldn't afford to take big risk, diba, with that money that we will also spend after a year. So funds like peso starter fund, those which are invested in conservative instruments like money market investments, this would allow us to earn better returns than traditional savings account, but still help us keep the funds stable and accessible, no. So this experience, no, this reinforced us that teamwork is needed in planning for expenses and investments, because we get to practice yung commitments namin into regularly investing, no, and we see the fund grow, and we feel secured knowing that we will be able to have something to use, no, for our wedding expenses. And so this brings me to my first piece of advice, no, of in having healthy money relationships, healthy relationships, no, with your partners when it comes to finances. First is that you need to set your hashtag couple goals, no? And of course, this should include your financial goals. So, in one of our webinars before, I also shared, no, that we started having this vision board 2 years ago. So, we would put all our goals, small or big goals, short term or long term. So, if my husband would like to have a farm lot, so we printed out, no, an image of a farm, and we put it there in the vision board, no. As for me, I wanted to be able to go to this dream destination someday, so it's also in the vision board. Why is this very important, no? Why do we need to set our hashtag couple goals? Because when we have this, no, we are able to attach our finances, no, into something meaningful, 'di ba? Because if not, budgeting and investing will feel more like a restriction for us. It will feel more like a sacrifice for us, 'di ba? But every time we wake up and then we see what we are working hard for, this home, this farm, this travel, your dream of a new car or a wedding, it changes everything, diba? It attaches emotions, no, to investing, no. And in my personal experience as well, no, it creates an alignment between me and my partner, because when you set your couple goals, no, it makes us ask each other the questions like, ano bang pangarap nating ma-achieve? Ikaw, ano bang gusto mong ma-achieve, no, in 5 years, no? So it forces us into those kinds of conversation, because when we don't talk about these things intentionally, we assume that we both want the same things, diba? So maybe you want a house in 2 years, but then your partner would want to migrate, no? So hindi agad aligned. So that's why it's important for us to set our hashtag couple goals in a relationship. And that brings me to, again, goal-based investing. So we've been advocating goal-based investing in all of our webinars, no, whenever we share about financial planning, because we really want, no, that your investments will help you achieve your life goals. And talking about, again, hashtag couple goals, let me share just one of the short-term couple goals that we have in our vision board. No, I'm sure a lot of you can relate, diba? That we really love to travel. So we have this annual trip, no, with our family, and one of our hashtag couple goals would be to have the travel fund, no. So the plan is to generate additional income to fund an annual international trip. So at least, no, the travel fund can cover sana yung round trip flight. So yan yung financial goal namin. Generate an extra income of 40,000 pesos per year to fund a round trip flight to an international destination. No? So the plan, no, we started this also 2 years ago to set up an investment fund worth 1 million pesos in an income paying fund. So there are a lot of income paying funds also available out there, and you can check out FundSmart. No, they have income paying funds as well, and one of those is Sun Life's World Income Fund. So say we invested that 1 million pesos in World Income Fund last December 16, 2024, it would have earned this cash dividends per month because the fund is paying income on a monthly basis. And on net cash dividends, no, it's evident that it was able to help us achieve yung financial goal of having 40,000 pesos, no, additional fund for our travel fund. So because the net cash dividends from the fund last year was around 45,000 pesos. And aside from that, there's also capital gains of additional 1.35%. So actually, tapos na yung trip, no? And fortunately, no, we were able to get the help, no, for our travel fund from the cash dividends we received from the World Income Fund. So it's good to have, no, it's good to have something, no, that you can use for these types of goals that is not coming from your active income talaga. So this is how money works for us to help us achieve those couple goals, no, that we had set. And another example is this one, no, the couple goal of my auntie and tito. So they had set this for 2028. So the goal for them is to have rental income, to receive rental income of 15,000 pesos per month from a rental property in Cavite. And their plan is to save up to 3.5 million for construction of a rental property, and they plan to start that on 2028. So that's 2 years from now, no? Actually, the 3.5M is not yet ready, no? It's they're halfway there, no? So what I told them is to make, no, the money work for them by putting it also in an income paying fund muna. So that's why yung pera na meron sila ngayon, it's earning dividends on a monthly basis, and it's able to help them, no, achieve the 3.5 million sooner. So it's helping them, no, achieve that big goal of having a rental property at the start of 2028. So those are examples of some short-term or medium-term goals. But for those of us here, no, those who are already in the moving up stage and are prioritizing the needs of their family, particularly the kids, no, you might be having more long-term goals, diba? Long-term couple goals for now, like the education fund of your kids, no? You want to send them to a good college, and you want to have that ready fund in the future for their college education. So for those goals which are set to be achieved in more than 10 years, no, what you can consider would be to put it into aggressive investment instruments like stocks, no, and equities. And an example here that I show is the World Equity Index Feeder Fund, which is a global fund invested in equity. So this is the practice of our colleagues, no, in Sun Life who has kids. So they invest on a monthly basis on funds that are invested in equities, like the World Equity Index Feeder Fund. Now, for my next piece of advice for you to have healthy habits when it comes to money, no, for you to have healthy relationships, is that you need to plan your investments together. So, meaning you have to discuss the specifics together, how much you are going to invest regularly, when will you be needing the money, and into what investment outlets are you putting the money? So another thing is that it doesn't end there. No, it doesn't end in planning. It is not a one-time conversation. You also need to review your plan at least once a year or during major life events, because life changes, your income changes, your priorities change, diba? Circumstances of our lives change. So we have to review during major life events like marriage, having a baby, a big career change, starting a business, if we are migrating. So those are just a few of the major life events. So let me share with you a story, no, about a couple, si Mark and Anna. So when they first got married, both of them were working full time, and they want to start investing, and so they decided to invest 20,000 pesos, no, per month into an equity fund. So the goal back then for Mark and Anna is to build a home, no, within 7 years. So they chose, that is why they chose a portfolio that's leaning more towards more aggressive instruments, because back then they had a stable income, and their investment horizon is long term, no, so everything was going well. But 2 years into their marriage, something changed, no. Anna became pregnant, and suddenly their priorities shifted. So they realized they need to have funds, no, ready, accessible for their hospital expenses, and they are expecting that their monthly expenses would also increase, and possibly Anna might need to temporarily stop, no, from her full-time job. So what did Mark and Anna did? So instead of panicking and stopping on their investments, they reviewed their plan. So they sat down and they discussed, do we need to still invest 20,000 pesos monthly on equities, or maybe we need a bigger emergency fund, no? Should we also adjust our risk level, given that maybe we need more cash flow, no, per month, because we have a new family member coming? So they decided to temporarily reduce their investments from aggressive instruments, no. They had set their monthly investments to equities at 12,000 pesos, and then they redirected some of their funds to money market instruments, no, to increase their emergency savings. And they also adjusted part of their portfolio into more balanced funds to lower the volatility. Now, was that a step backward for Mark and Anna? For me, no. No, it's not a step backward, but it is a step towards alignment with their new reality. So 3 years later, then my friend Anna, no, she returned to work, and then they were able to increase their investments again and continue building towards their goal of constructing their own home. So the lesson to this story is that life changes, and so are financial needs, no. So couples need to review together to stay on track together. Now, for my next piece of advice, we need to understand each other's risk profile. So again, we have different money habits, no? We all have different money personalities, and we need to consider this, no? One can be a risk taker or an aggressive investor, one can be a conservative one. But regardless of our risk profiles, there is actually an investment out there for us. No, in FundSmart, you can actually filter, no, based on your risk profile, and then you will see the types of funds suitable to your investment personality. But what I would like to highlight actually is portfolio allocation. So back then, di ba, we are used to just singling out the funds which fall under our risk profile. Say, when you are conservative, you immediately isolate yourself with funds na invested lang in short-term instruments like money market funds, no? But then what we would like to encourage is portfolio allocation, no? Even if you are a conservative person, no, when it comes to investments, you need to also allocate a portion for other assets like bonds and equities so that you don't get to miss the opportunity of growing your money and beating inflation. So imagine if all of your funds are just invested in money market, diba? There's no kicker for growth in your portfolio. The same goes with aggressive investors, no? You don't put all your money in equities, no, 100% equities because you're aggressive. You still need to put a portion for other assets like money market instruments and bonds, no, because you need to have that stabilizer in your portfolio in times of volatility. And also, you need to have a portion that can address your short-term needs. So regardless with your risk profile, there is a recommended portfolio allocation, and this is very crucial, no, for you to achieve your investment goals. And for my last piece of advice, you need to teamwork with a partner for life. No? So as you can see in the image, this is a couple in discussion with another person, may third wheel. So that actually that third wheel is what I refer to as the partner for life. So in this case, no, in this investing journey, the partner for life can be First Metro Securities and Sun Life because I know, no, uh, we are very busy addressing our daily needs, 'di ba? We are very busy surviving, and sometimes we tend to forget planning for our future. And although we really want to get started, no, the hardest part is to take action, 'di ba? Because it's very hard nga naman to understand the different types of investments out there and what is suitable for you. That is why uh us couples need to still have the teamwork with a partner for life who can provide us guidance, no? For First Metrosec, they are publishing research recommendations on what stocks, what funds you can choose depending on your investing personality, what type of investment is suitable for you, also given the current market condition, how you can maximize the earning potential of your money. So First Metrosec makes it easier for you to jumpstart your investing journey. That is why, no, aside from you discussing these things with your partner, you can make use, no, of the readily available resources and references, no, published by First Metrosec. So I'm leaving these tips again to everyone here in this webinar. No, first you have to set your hashtag couple goals best if you can have that vision board with your partner. Put all your goals there, big or small, no? Next, you plan your investments together and make sure to review your plan at least once a year or during major life events. Third, you have to understand each other's risk profile and money personality. And lastly, you have to teamwork with a partner for life. So, as I end my presentation, I want to leave you with this thought, no? Real hashtag couple goals isn't just about enjoying today. It's also about protecting tomorrow. And the strongest relationships, these are built in the quiet decisions that no one sees, no? The decision to plan, to communicate, and to build something that lasts. So again, happy Love Month, everyone, and see you in the Q&A later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Lercy, for those very eye-opening insights and mga tips, lalo na po sa mga couples or mga married individuals, no? So, I hope those 4 tips is something that will be very applicable and relatable to everyone in attendance. Now, before we move on to your questions, I'm encouraging you to scan this QR code. Hold on. Give me a few seconds. Yeah, let me share my screen. All right. So again, please take a quick second to scan this QR code on your screen. Your feedback helps us shape the future of this Invest Ed learning journey. And with your feedback, we can keep providing the content that you actually need. Now, if you have a question about fund investing, you can drop it in the Q&A box dito sa Zoom. We'll try to get through as many as we can during the live Q&A portion. But like most of you, when you registered, we actually asked you to send some advanced questions. So we can tackle a few of those who were sent in advance. So we have here the first one, Miss Lercy. One of the attendees asked, which funds available are best for risk-averse and risk-neutral people?
Okay, JP, thank you for that question. For risk-averse or risk-neutral people, no, maybe what's suitable for you would be the conservative or moderately conservative funds in FundSmart. You can filter, no, those under those risk profiles, and what will display would be the money market funds and the bond funds. But again, going back to what I discussed a while ago, JP, diba? You need not to confine yourselves into those funds lang, no? Even if you are risk averse, diba? You put majority of your money in money market funds, but I highly recommend that you still allocate a portion, kahit small portion, in aggressive instruments para may kicker naman for growth yung portfolio mo.
All right, thank you for sharing that, Miss Lercy. And I think later I'll be able to show you how Miss Lercy described your navigation through the platform. But before we get to that, let's get to the second advanced question. Ito naman very specific. Almost 40 na daw po siya, Miss Lercy, with basic salary. Able to save naman 1,000 a month, which again, that's the beauty of funds like the one that you distribute. Kasi imagine, in this day and age, 1,000 na lang yung minimum to invest. Now, this person is asking, should I invest if I'm planning to retire? Where should I invest if I'm planning to retire by 55 to 65?
Okay, so happy for this attendee JP, no? Kasi he or she is jump starting on her investing journey na. So almost 40, no? But still your time horizon is long kasi 55 to 65 pa yung target retirement age niya. So from the time that she starts investing, no, she's 15 more than 15 years away pa from the target date, no, na gusto niyang magamit yung funds niya for retirement. So definitely, you can still go for aggressive funds, no? You can still invest also in stocks, no? Through First Metro Sec, and you can still invest in equity funds, no, available in FundSmart. So there are also a lot of funds which has a low minimum investment lang, no. So with your 1,000 pesos, you get to have a lot of options through FundSmart.
Thank you for that, Miss Lercy. Now let's move on to the third advanced question. We're getting already very engaging na mga live questions, but let's hold our horses. We have this third question, then after that, last question, then we'll go to the live question. Ito naman po, Miss Lercy, frequently asked, ang dami nagtanong doon sa ano natin, registration form. How do you actually start investing in global funds?
Okay, so that's a really good question, JP, because in Sun Life we are advocating now, no, going global when it comes to your investment. Kasi at least you get to ride, diba, the opportunities in in AI, in tech, no, and those are some of the sectors that you can access kasi outside of the Philippine market. So when you want to start investing in global funds, of course, I highly recommend that you check out, of course, the global funds in FundSmart. The fund fact sheets uploaded there would indicate if it's a global fund. But then again, I would like you to still check out your risk profile, because even if you want to go global, you need to consider, no, can I accept yung volatility if it's a purely global equity fund? Because there are also other options naman, no? There are balanced funds, na global pa rin. There are also multi-asset global funds like the World Income Fund, which are invested in bonds and equities. So my tip for you is to read the fund fact sheets, no? With that, you get to know, no, yung fund, kung ano yung nilalaman niya, and if it's suitable for your risk profile.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Lercy. And I guess we're in a very, a very fortunate time in our lives. We're in, imagine, we get to have exposure globally through professionally managed funds like those distributed by SLAMC, no? So it's not as hard as before, no? So we have that opportunity na we get to take advantage of opportunities beyond our borders. Okay, to the last advanced question, Miss Lercy, if the fund is 100% gain, now napakaswerte naman nung attendee natin for this. Congratulations in that aspect. Na yung question niya, it's actually a very good problem. Shall I redeem or just have to lock in the profit? Sana all, no?
Oo nga. I'm sure, JP, marami ding clients na nag-ask sa'yo kapag gain na, di ba? Because we get to receive these questions a lot, di ba? Parang recently lang, may nagtanong sa akin, Lucy, yung ano ko, yung wave ko, 43% gain na from from 2 years ago. So, actually, no, what I tell my clients is to always go back to the reason why they are investing. So again, diba, advocating goal-based investing. For instance, if you invested or started that fund for the purpose of retirement, 'di ba? And then nakita mo ngayon nga gain siya and you're tempted to redeem, you ask yourself, para saan ba 'to, no? If this is for retirement and then I redeem it now, what will I do with the money, 'di ba? So ask yourself, what goal is that for? If it's a goal that's meant to be achieved in the long term pa, probably it's too early for you to redeem, because it might mess up your goals, 'di ba? But if it's a short-term goal, maybe bound to be achieved in the next months, 'di ba? For example nga, yung sa presentation ko, it's for a wedding fund that is happening na on the next year. Maybe you can consider, 'di ba, locking in some gains. So again, go back to the reason why you are investing to help you decide. That's it, JP.
Thank you for that, Miss Lucy. And again, when the reason it's already sufficient, then you know what to do next, no? Pero if hindi pa narating yung reason na yun, then you know what to do as well with that possession. Now, siguro before we already have very good live questions here, but before we get to that, allow me to share, no, kasi marami nang na-share si Miss Lucy about uh, Sun Life funds through FundSmart, no, which is our all-in-one our uh, it's our access na sa platform when we can get access to different mutual funds and UITFs. Now, I just want to share with you quickly lang before we get to the live questions how you can access them. No? So again, when you log into your First Metrosec platform, you just go to funds, tapos punta kayo sa FundSmart, then you can actually, this is what I love about the platform because you get to compare and contrast across different available funds sa platform. So for example, you want to look at their performance, you can check them out, no, and even filter. And this is how you find all the funds by Sun Life Asset Management. So you just go through this filter dun sa providers, then you click on Sun Life Asset Management. Then lahat po ng funds ni Sun Life Asset Management, makikita nyo po dito na yung sinabi ni Ms. Lucy kanina na depende sa goal nyo, ano yung risk tolerance nyo, dito nyo po makikita yan, all asset types. So you see their money market, equity, bond, or balanced. And you can even choose, no? Meron din mga dollar denominated, meron ding peso denominated. But this one is showing you the peso denominated. And last year, ito yung mga top performing funds ni SLAMC, no? And you see here one of the examples na na-mention din ni Miss Lucy kanina, yung SLP Wave. Ito yung World Equity Index Feeder Fund. And you can see other options here as well. May mga stock index funds, bond fund, and even peso starter fund. And even yung income paying fund nila na SLP WIF. Okay, so again, nandyan po yan lahat sa First Metrosec FundSmart platform. And we hope you're able to take advantage of that feature. No? Kasi for me, it's one of the best out there. Now let's get to the live questions. We already have here a good number of questions. Again, I'm going to prioritize those in the Q&A panel, no? We'll try to get dun sa chat box, no? But here's the first question from an anonymous attendee. Are income-paying funds automatically reinvested to the fund to compound or paid out in cash? Ms. Lucy?
Okay, so that actually depends, no, on the income paying fund. Some funds would pay their dividends straight to the buying power or the bank account of the investor. So that is the case of the Sun Life Prosperity World Income Fund that I was talking about a while ago in my presentation. Also, for World Income Fund, the cash dividends are credited to your buying power on a monthly basis. Now, for some other income-paying funds naman, they can pay in the form of additional units or shares, no? And with some funds naman, no, they can be reinvested, no? So that depends on that depends on the fund. So you can actually read on the prospectus of the income-paying funds in FundSmart to know more about the mode of payment of dividends.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Lucy. Now, I just want to share with you what some of our clients do as well. Lalo na yung mga income investor that they want to turn compounding to their favor, no? So what they do, what some clients do is to actually when they receive those monthly dividends, if they're doing peso cost averaging, some of them on top of the regular investments that they add on to that fund, they also add on the dividends that they earn from that fund. So again, if that's something that works for your investment journey, then maybe that can help, no? Improve your yung compounding effect niya. Okay? So we can move on to the next question. Another one here, no? What other funds from Sun Life can I consider? Please tell us the rates and holding period.
Okay, so of course, depending on your risk profile, 'di ba? If you are a conservative investor, maybe you can take a look at the Sun Life Peso Starter Fund. You can use that to park your emergency fund because it provides stability, no, and it is very accessible. Now, if you are more of a moderately conservative type of investor, you can check out the bond fund of Sun Life, available also in FundSmart. If you are more of a balanced investor, you can invest in a fund that is invested in a mix of fixed income and equities. There goes the Sun Life Prosperity Balanced Fund. And for those who would want to be invested in equities and would want to go global, you can check out the World Equity Index Feeder Fund and the World Income Fund. No, both are peso denominated, but it allows you to access investments, no, which funds which are based offshore because of its feeder fund structure. And we also have dollar denominated funds in FundSmart. So about the holding period, happy to share, no, that we have removed the holding periods of our funds. So it's more flexible for you, no? If there's a sudden emergency and you have exhausted your emergency fund, no, you can access your funds, but hopefully not. Of course, we want to encourage that you have that ample emergency fund so you don't get to touch your investments. So all of this information, about the performance of the funds, this can all be found in FundSmart. Thank you for that question.
Thank you, Miss Lurcy. Now, I'll be answering some quick questions here lang. We have one here. How can I start as an OFW if I don't have a bank account in the Philippines? Unfortunately, for First Metro Sec, it's really required that you have a Philippine bank account. So, I think in this day and age, we accept naman din yung mga digital banks. Now, we just have a list dun sa help desk ni First Metro Sec. Maybe you can consider checking which of those is accessible to you wherever you are kasi paminsan may mga restriction siya. So, yun, maybe you can consider, no, check out yung list na available, tapos you can check kung ano yung yung accessible on your end, then pwede na. You can now you can apply for a First Metrosec account. Pero kailangan po talaga na may Philippine bank account. Okay? Another one here, quick answer lang to this question. Can my high school child start investing? Again po, for you to be able to invest, yung youngest is 18 years old if you're going to open an individual account, no? So, yung another option nyo dyan, if you want to invest for your child, meron naman pong in-trust for na account, no? Yung tipong it's your account pero in trust form muna doon sa parent or sa guardian. Pero pagdating niya ng legal age, it will be converted to an individual account. So that's an option that you can consider. You can check out in trust for na account. Now, ayan. Now let's try to see here other questions. Ayan, siguro here's a question from the chat box naman po, no, para we'll have a good mix naman. May some people kasi typed in their questions here. I'm 55 years old. What's the good investment for them? Miss Lurcy?
Okay, so already nearing retirement, no? So maybe I would give the same advice as I have given to my mom, no? So I advise my mom to already focus na lang her investments on more conservative assets, no? Because during that stage, no, she's already in the living a legacy stage. She might need to have that stable she might need to have this stability, when it comes to her investment, so she can readily access it anytime, because during that age, 55 and above, you attend to health concerns na, 'di ba? So you need to have that stability when it comes to your investment. So maybe you can go for more conservative investments or money market funds, or maybe kahit a small portion in bond and balance funds. But for equity funds, no, due to the volatility of these types of assets, maybe hindi na match for equity funds yung age, no, ng audience na nag-ask, JP. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Lucy. And again, we recommend, again, sometimes yung mga questions po kasi medyo limited yung information. That's why dun sa simula po ng presentation, we encourage you kung meron kayong makakausap na investment professional or mga certified investment solicitors, mas maganda po if makakausap niya because there will be more questions pa talaga para at least we can have a better grasp of your situation kasi
Correct.
it really
Agree,
depends.
JP.
It really depends. And ito, we have here Miss Lucy sa mga one anonymous attendee. At least may some information siya. They are categorized as an aggressive investor.
Mhm.
How much percentage loss is possible at most in funds? I
Mhm,
found
mhm.
that there had been gains as high as 30%, but it's
Mhm.
from the previous year. Possible din po ba that the same opposite percentage value can happen as well?
Mhm, mhm. Okay, JP, that's a good question, no? And when you are starting in your investment, 'di ba, we always get to receive this kinds of question. So, sorry, binabalikan ko yung question. Ayan, so sabi niya last year may 30% gain, and then possible ba na yung loss, no? Ganun din the following year. Actually, when it comes to investment, nothing is guaranteed. Returns are not guaranteed. She's also looking at historical returns, no? Historical returns also does not guarantee the future performance of a fund, 'di ba? Because investing in equities, also in stocks, 'di ba? And in some types of investment instruments, these are subject to market risk, no? So the price, no, can change, and that will depend in a lot of factors, no? So because of that risk, no, that is why we are assessing ourselves, no, our investor personality, no. So say you are an aggressive investor, sabi mo nga, so maybe you are someone who can tolerate that risk, no. If you can sleep at night, no, knowing that kinabukasan the market value of your investment can change drastically because those are invested in equities, then you are an aggressive investor nga. So that is why it also pays to have an asset allocation. Even if you are an aggressive investor, don't put everything into equities. You put a portion in bonds or money market, kahit small lang, to have that role of stabilizing your portfolio during periods of high volatility. Yan. So balik pa rin sa asset allocation because nothing is guaranteed when it comes to investment.
Yes. I remember this quote nga, Miss Lucy, na parang one of the reason why we should consider to diversify is when times na that we are wrong.
Oh
So,
yes.
paminsan,
Oh yes. Mhm.
syempre, yung saklaw ng isip natin, you have to accept it's very limited no matter how logical it
Mhm.
was. And
Mhm.
things change in life. So,
Mhm.
for times that we are wrong, no? So, that's the advantage of diversification. Now, we have here a related question, Ms. Lucy, from anonymous attendee. Understanding daw po yung portfolio allocation per risk profile,
Mhm.
there are actually tama, no? There are several funds
Once,
available
yes.
per asset type.
Mhm.
Like sabi niya dito, yung money market daw, paano daw niya ma-evaluate which one would have more potential or right for me?
Mhm. Other than seeing them in the list of recommendations, is there financials to learn about the available funds as well? Like it's a company? Yes, yes. So for this attendee, JP, no, maybe she's thinking ang daming funds available per asset type, pero ano yung best for me? How can I choose that? No, so maybe what can help this attendee, no, if I were in her shoes, no, I would take a look at all the available documents, no, in that fund in FundSmart. So first, I would also check on the record, no, of the fund manager of the fund house, no. That's also important for me, no, on the track record. Also, even if again returns are not guaranteed, still yung mga historical returns kasi of the fund is also a good basis on how the fund was able to weather different market cycles. Kasi 'di ba every year may something na nangyayari sa market. So how has the fund responded dun sa nangyari in that year, no? So that's also very important for me. And also the fund fact sheets, no, those would show the what are the investment universe of the fund. So that is also something that's important to me, no, how the fund is strategizing in order to grow my money regardless of the market condition. So I would highly recommend the person who asked this to read and familiarize himself, no, in the investments within that fund and how the fund is managed.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Miss Lucy.
Mhm.
Yan po yung maganda sa platform because you get to
Mhm.
see all of those relevant information
Correct.
doon po sa research part ng FundSmart
Correct.
form. You even have links there doon sa fund fact sheet, even yung
Mm.
mga more detailed nila na mga documents nandun pa,
Correct.
even links to the app to their website. So you
Mhm.
really have to do your own research.
Mhm.
And I just want to share, no, it's beyond what we are discussing in this session. But one metric that you can check din doon sa FundSmart is yung Sharpe ratio. Again, it's
Correct.
a metric that enables you to see ano yung return na nakuha ng fund
Mhm.
for every unit of risk that it took. No? So that's in
Yes.
relation to something that Miss
Mhm.
Lercy mentioned kanina. No? But again,
Mhm.
that's going to be up, no? Maubusan tayo ng oras to discuss that further. But it's something na parang assignment na lang po. Na you can explore that
Mhm.
metric of a fund.
Mhm.
Now, ito po, here's a cute na ano no, na question from an attendee. Baka some of you are really nakaka-relate din. Probably will be able to take siguro last two questions because we've already extended already. This will be our second to the last question. How can we convince our partner to insert some aggressiveness in their risk profile for growth opportunities? Also some advice in money personality alignment for couples.
Okay. So, JP, no, tayo kasi we are in the investments industry, no? So, maybe I'll answer this question coming from a personal experience because my husband is also not really aggressive when it comes to investment. So, he's not from the investments industry. Actually, he's in the IT industry, and kumbaga sa aming dalawa, ako yung mas familiar in this investment instrument. So that is why, no, nung mga unang years namin together, I'm really pushing him, no? Same with the question, JP. Iniisip ko paano ba siya mas magiging aggressive sa investments kasi we're both young pa, and dapat yung portfolio namin has more allocation in equities. So it's kind of challenging actually to convince him kasi 'di ba kapag hindi ka masyadong familiar, takot ka, no? So that's actually the lesson for me. Kapag pala hindi ka familiar, hindi ka informed and knowledgeable, doon ka natatakot. But when you know something, no, na kung know something about doon sa papasukin mo, like my husband when he learned about how these types of investments work, no, the risk and the opportunities, no, he he trusted his money na into these kinds of investment. So maybe yun yung tip, JP, no? That's the answer to that question. You need to help your partner be informed, more knowledgeable, and familiar in these kinds of investments so that he will be able to understand, di ba? And mas maging confident siya into pursuing these kinds of investments. Yan. So that's all, that also answers, 'di ba, yung sa money personality. Maybe the other partner is not so much informed of the opportunities. Maybe you are a saver and the other is a spender, no? So there should be a balance, no? So learn to paano ba share your knowledge, 'di ba, sa partner mo.
Yeah. I
Thanks,
agree with that,
JP.
Miss Lercy, no? And
Mhm.
I think education is really key. Kahit ako
Mhm.
din naman noon when I started, it's normal, no? Parang it's human nature to be afraid of risk, no?
Correct.
We tend to go for things that are
Correct.
more certain, no? We call that sa behavioral
Mhm.
finance na certainty effect. But
Mhm.
again, certainty, yung ano mo rin doon, there's always a trade-off, no? Yung
Mhm.
medyo mga fixed income investment o low risk investments, they have also
Mhm.
potential returns. But again, ang tip ko lang din is wag niyong pilitin, no? Kasi again, nasa money personality ng tao 'yon. So we really have to find some good balance with that. And I think education is part of that journey. So maybe you can
Mhm.
invite your partner dito sa Invest Ed Learning Series ng First Metro Sec, and hanggat magkaroon kayo ng alignment kumbaga. No, but it's something that both of you should be discussing. No? Saan yung middle ground ninyo kumbaga. Now, for the last question, Miss Lercy, no, again, we're well extended sa oras natin, but thank you to the very engaged no audience. Last question, Miss Lercy, can you repeat the Sun Life investment which pays or gives
Mhm.
monthly dividends? How does
Mhm.
it work and the minimum amount and holding period?
Okay. So, JP, the question is actually about the World Income Fund, no, that I matched with my husband and I's travel fund. So going back to my presentation kanina, I told our audience na we set up a fund in World Income Fund and it was able to pay out monthly cash dividends to us that we use for our annual trip, no. So it's able to cover actually yung round trip flight namin to an international destination. So, more information on the fund, the minimum investment is 10,000 pesos and the minimum additional is 1,000 pesos. There's also no holding period, no? As I said, we recently removed the holding periods from our funds. And what's good about this is yung target fund niya kasi, JP, no? It was launched in 2018, no? It's based offshore and it has consistently provided monthly cash dividends since its inception. So it has not missed a single month, no. And since the World Income Fund was launched, no, it has consistently helped our clients achieve have that passive income from their investments, no, making money work for them. So if you want to check out World Income Fund, it's available in FundSmart. So for my example, no, it was able to pay out 4.51% in net annualized dividend yield for the period of December 2024 to December 2025, and capital gains of capital appreciation of plus 1%.
Right. Thank you
It,
for that,
JP?
Miss Percy. All right. So again, in as much as we'd like to answer more questions, but we've really
Mhm.
extended beyond already our schedule. But very grateful for those who have stayed to the end, and for the very engaging question and answer portion. Now, for the final slides of this presentation, for those who'd like to start with their investment journey, it's actually easier than ever. Download lang po yung First Metrosec mobile app and use the unique code FEB19 when you sign up. as this allows us to help track your progress as part of this February's learning series. Now, the journey actually doesn't stop here. Yung last trip to our calendar of sessions this February is getting started with Fund Smart. That will be on the 27th, 6 p.m. You may register via this link. That's bit.ly/February 2026. And make sure to follow our social media pages so you don't miss the next leg of this InvestEd series. Now, if you found today's session valuable, we'd love to bring this energy to your company, school, or organization. First Metrosec is ready to actually conduct bespoke and customized financial literacy session for your group, whether it's for your company, school, or organization. You can just reach out to marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph and we can schedule a free learning session. For any account-specific concerns or customer support, you just reach out to the contact details you see on the screen so we can assist you. You can also find the contact details of our regulators should you have any concern. Now, with that, one last reminder as well to scan the QR code if you haven't yet. And again, thank you everyone for spending your evening with us and also with Sun Life Asset Management with Miss Lercy. Let's keep building those healthy money habits for a brighter future. With that, thank you everyone and have a pleasant night ahead. Here at First Metrosec, it's hashtag your future first. Good night, everyone.